What's up, guys? It's your coach Dave here. It is, I think, about 6:20 in the morning on this Tuesday, and I wanted to come with a different message today. I just to start off, I just finished my Body Beast bulk legs workout, which today I pushed myself even harder, and I did it. And as I do everything, I'm going to think of everything today, and I pushed myself in my workout today. Was for was for Dave. So today's workout, I definitely thought of him the whole time. This is for him, and I hope he's even listening to this story. But I want to come on with you guys today, and I have a couple minutes just to tell you our story. With Brink, and today is his 10-year anniversary, and it's going to be an emotional one. I didn't really sleep too good last night. It's just, it's tough. So I can, just to go back, I know so many of you guys I've connected with in the last couple of years and really haven't heard the story. I know it's on my YouTube channel, but I would say to go back, like the good memories, I'll never forget. It was 1995 going into 96. I was at University at Albany and living in the dorm rooms, as all of us do, and I was... I remember the story when I first met Brink because I was horse playing around with another friend of mine, Dennis, and we're in the dorm room and we're horse playing around and we're just jumping around the beds being absolute fools like freshmen do. And I remember like whack hitting my head in the dorm room and literally getting like knocked out. And I'm on the ground and I remember being like half out of it in the dorm room. Don't mind me sweating because I just finished the workout. I remember being like half knocked out, and I remember like somebody over the top of me having ice and trying to help me when I hit my head. And that first person that I remember seeing, and to this day, was Brink. And it was amazing. Like my first real interaction with Dave was when he was helping me after I got hurt. And right from there, we connected and we had a bond as friends. And we became close through college, and then sophomore year and junior year, we roomed together in college at University at Albany. I think it's either my dog or I hear my daughter. So we roomed together in University at Albany in the dorms, and we started doing everything together. I worked at Macy's to get myself through college, and my mom worked at Macy's in Human Resources, so she got me a job, and then we got Brink to work there as well. So Dave and I worked together at Macy's. We also became EMTs together, and we rode the ambulance corps, University at Albany, 5-quad volunteer ambulance corps, and we did that for all the years, sophomore, junior, senior year. And we were also one of the few people, I think it was called 4140, where just the driver and an EMT, just two people can be in the ambulance. And I remember some nights, Dave and I just getting to go out in the city of Albany and the University of Albany and just be the only two in the ambulance. And I guess it was something pretty cool when you're like, 19, 20, 21 years old and you get to do that. So we did that. We rode the ambulance together, and we even pledged a fraternity together, Sammy in University at Albany. We went through the same frat class together in I think it was our sophomore year. We pledged the fraternity together. And then in our senior year, we moved downtown to Albany, and Dave and I and our friend Jason got a house, 479 Hudson Avenue, from my Albany peeps that remember that. And Dave and I lived in our house together in the University at Albany. So we did everything together in college. I mean, people thought we were like a couple. We would go to all parties together. We worked in Macy's together. We rode the ambulance corps together. We took a lot of similar classes together. We lived together in the University at Albany. The place was like, my God, I don't know if I'd ever step foot in that place again. But we lived there. I mean, a place where we would literally put deadbolt locks on your bedroom door. You can imagine. That's really from all the parties that you would have at Albany. But we both also always had a desire to be with the state police and be police officers. So we both took the state trooper test when we were 20 years old in the University at Albany, and it didn't surprise me one bit that we literally scored like within a tenth of a point of each other. Like we both, like Brink got like a 99.8 and I got like a 99.7 or vice versa. I don't remember, but we scored real close together, and we couldn't believe it. We both got called to go through the the processing to be state troopers. And we went through the whole processing together, and we ultimately were both offered a position with the New York State Police in the same academy class, which was going to start November of 1998. And we both ended up leaving college in November of 98. We left our senior year of school to head into the State Police Academy. And we both did, after we graduated, went back. Brink went back, went on to get his master's. I went back when I was down here, and I finished my degree as well. So we both got our degrees through Albany because we were so close. But we went through the academy together in 1998, still stayed the best of friends. Dave got assigned to Troop F. The Middletown is the headquarters. He was in Coxsackie. And I got assigned to Long Island at first, and then downstate Westchester County, where I kind of still am today. So the next thing Dave and I always had the same desire to do each and every day was to be on the State Police SWAT team at the time. At the time it was called the Mobile Response Team. And I remember the first time that we were eligible for tryouts, I was eligible, Dave wasn't, based on some of his shooting scores, and I didn't make the team. I had like 3 years on the job, so this is probably going on like 2001, 2002. Didn't make the team. Ended up getting promoted myself to investigator, our detectives, in 2004. And I remember a couple years later that the SWAT team tryouts came up again, and Dave tried out. And I'll never forget, how happy I was for him and how much I wanted to do it. But as an investigator, it was something the state police didn't allow. So I ended up not being able to try out, and Dave tried out for the SWAT team in that time frame. But during all this going on, those couple years, guys, Dave was in my wedding party. Kristen and I got married July 25th, 2003. Dave was one of the grooms in my wedding party. I was in Dave's wedding party. We still were literally like this. He was my second brother. Constantly kept in touch. We did everything together. Somebody that I live with. He's a person I spent the most time with for years. So Dave made the SWAT team, and he was on the team not that long. It was probably early 2007. And I remember this story, that we went to his graduation, and the day of his graduation we were there. And for those of you familiar, there was Ralph Bucky Phillips, was an escaped convict that had shot some state troopers and was on the run in Western New York. And I'll never forget, at the graduation party, that the superintendent of the state police literally told these guys, congratulations, the ceremony, you're being deployed and you're going out to Western New York to look for Ralph Bucky Phillips. And we literally went, and Barb, his wife, had a huge tent, and we had a party, and Dave wasn't there because he immediately got deployed to go help out the state police, the troopers out west. So Dave and I and his wife Barb and friends of ours, we had a vacation planned to go to the Outer Banks in summer 2007. And I'll never forget my last conversation with Dave. Dave was kind of the organizer of it, and he was collecting the money for it. And I'll never forget, I was coming down the hill, turning onto the street in my block, and I was talking to Dave, and I said, hey, and this was the last thing we ever said together. I said, Dave, I'm going to send you that last check for the Outer Banks. And he just joked and chuckled like, hey, it better not be a piece of rubber, that check better cash. And I remember exactly where I was on the street, and we hung up the phone, and I drove home. During this time, the state police, a lot of state troopers were getting shot within this time frame. And on April 25th, 2007, 10 years ago, April 25th, 2007, 10 years ago, the day before, April 24th, another state trooper, a uniformed state trooper, approached a guy by the name, I'm not even going to mention his name, he doesn't deserve to get his name mentioned, approached a guy that basically had a warrant in like a parking lot of a gas station. And the trooper went up, and the guy pulled a gun on the trooper and shot the trooper, who survived and is still okay to this day. But this guy fled the area, and he was somewhere in Margaretville, New York, and they called our MRT team, our SWAT team, to come in and assist. So on April 25th, 2007, I remember clearly remember being at my desk, and I remember hearing that a state trooper got shot. A couple troopers got shot from our SWAT team, from our MRT team. And I remember taking my cell phone, and I remember dialing the phone and calling Brink and literally leaving messages. Dave, Brink, I heard one of the MRT guys got shot. You know, give me a call. What's going on? No message. Called again. Dave, I hear one of the guys, you know, got shot. Give me a call. What's going on? And as I'm talking to leaving messages for Dave the morning of April 25th, my desk phone is ringing, and my buddy Paul picks up the phone, another investigator, and I'm grateful for Paul for what he did that day for me. And he said, David, your friend Adam's on the phone. I said, Adam? He said, yeah, Adam, your friend from college, that from Macy's, that you and Brink worked together. And I'm like, why is Adam calling me? It wasn't clicking. So I hang up the cell phone. I pick up the desk phone, and I'm like, Adam. And he's like, yeah. He goes, did you hear about the shooting? I said, yeah, I'm trying to get in touch with Brink. And he goes, Dave. And I go, what? He goes, it was Brink. I go, what do you mean was it Brink? And I go, is he okay? And he said, nope. He said he didn't make it. Wow, getting upset again. And I was at my desk, and I just found out that my best friend was the person that was shot and killed 10 years ago to the day. This bracelet I still have on. It says, in honor and memory of David C. Brinkerhoff, New York State Police. And my buddy Paul, another investigator, grabbed me, and we drove up to the hospital, which was a couple hours away. And I remember charging into the hospital and going right into the room where Dave was, and the nurse let me in. And I remember seeing Dave lying there, and I remember, man, this is hard. I remember like lying over him and just crying and talking to him and Dave, and he just looked normal. For those of you that don't know, he was in a shootout with this guy in a house, and Dave ended up getting shot and killed that day. I'm not going to get into the circumstances around it, but he was tragically lost. And another one of my good friends, Rich Mattson, who I'm going to see today, was also shot in the arm, who's permanently disabled in his arm. And the one thing I'm happy about, not happy, that Dave was shot in the chest. And the second he survived and he took a knee, and he was in a shootout with this bad guy, and the second before Dave was shot and killed, he got off a bullet round, and he was the one that killed this bad guy. So the one good thing I can say is that he was the one that he went out taking this guy down. So he's at the hospital, and then Kristen got read up. The state police brought her up, relayed her up, and she was in there. And we went and saw Brink, and my friend Anthony came. And then I clearly remember Dave's mom, Karen, showing up. And I remember seeing her and giving her a hug. And I remember seeing Barb and talking to Barb, his wife, who was there in a private room. And I remember when Karen walked in and the look on her face when she saw me. And I remember taking her in to see Dave. And I'll never forget it, to see her son. And I ended up doing the eulogy for Dave with the church full of people. Wow. If you think it gets easier, it doesn't. I remember doing a eulogy for Dave in a church full of people, a full police memorial. The governor was there, everybody was there. Hardest thing I ever did, but when Barb asked me, I was very grateful. She said, there's nobody else that I would want to do the eulogy for Dave than you. So I spoke at Dave's funeral. I'll never forget that. I will say, guys, it was very hard, but I would not not do it for the moment. And I definitely, it was hard for the year after, and I probably, to this day, I always said I probably should have got some help because I was very depressed for the year after. But the man in me, oh no, I don't need help. And in hindsight, I was pretty messed up, very depressed for that year. So fast forward to like today, we have a memorial. And this is what I want to share with you guys. This is my message. Guys, life is a blessing and life is a gift. And you will end this day not by the things you have, but by the people's lives you impact. And the reason why I think I'm so driven to be successful as a coach and build an amazing team is because Dave, I'll never forget the memories I had with him. Not about the things that we had, but the memories and the impact he had on my life. And that's how I remember him. And that's why I work so hard, because with coaching and with the state police and still doing and helping people at the state police now, and with coaching, I'm just so passionate about it because I want to be remembered for the people's lives that I impact. And that's why I love coaching, and that's why I love helping people with their health and fitness and inspiring and motivating, because you never know when your day is going to be called. And you don't know whose people's lives you can impact, and you will be remembered for the significance. And I want to be remembered the way I remember Dave. Somebody that things today that I realized that Dave taught me back then, I didn't even realize, about being a good man and always making me smile and being happy. So don't take life for granted. Don't stop saying tomorrow and next week and maybe, and you just don't know. As I don't know, so that's why every day I live life to the fullest, and I try to be the best version of myself, and I try to inspire others to also act and be the best version of themselves, because life can be over in an instant. So I'm gonna go. I have to actually run. I have to get put on the uniform today, going upstate near where the incident happened for a memorial, private luncheon. I'm looking forward to seeing some of the guys that were in this tragic incident on April 25th, you know, and be grateful for them that they're still here. And I just want you to be grateful for what you have, and don't let the little silly things in life stress you out. Life is much more important, and we only get one shot at this thing called life, and you just don't know. So I will never forget my boy Dave. It's 10 years, this bracelet. This is my second one, but it's been on my wrist for 10 years. And when you have good friends and you have close people, value that. Don't take it for granted. Don't take life for granted. And stop accepting your life and start leading your life and live a life that's above average. Nobody wants an average life, and don't have regret when you get older because you didn't go after things that you want to go after. All right, guys. I got to run. I got to get myself together, and I have to get dressed. You guys all rock. Thank you for coming on. I'm going to read the comments later. And I'll talk to you guys soon. Love you all. Bye-bye.